Welcome everyone, Costin here with Total War Warhammer 3 Immortal Empires campaign guide for the Ogre Kingdoms, specifically Greasus Goldtooth, though of course you can apply some of these things to Scrag, though not to all of these things. There are certain options that are only available to Greasus. Between the two legendary lords, let's talk about that very quick. I would say that Greasus actually has the harsher start compared to Scrag. That's because Scrag faces much easier factions for the ogres to deal with. He has a bunch of Imperials, Orcs, as well as Dwarves potentially. Not necessarily the easiest to deal with the Dwarves, but it's certainly far easier than to fight two Ogre factions right from the very start, which is what Greasus is going to deal with, and then to have to deal with Karakazorn over here, which is a walled settlement. So Greasus does have a harsher campaign start, though he is, in my view, stronger towards the mid and to late game. He's also got an overall safer position, this Scrag, because you do start here in the Mountains of Morn, Ivory Road. Then you have the Mountains of Morn region itself. To the south, I'm going to toggle the Fog of War. This mod is using it to look around. You've got Helm Gorst and you got Kugaf. Neither of these two is a major problem for you. Gorst might be a problem if you try and fight him in an actual manual battle, because his zombies will just refuse to die and you'll eventually lose because of terror and fear. But you can auto-resolve battles with him unless he has an overwhelming advantage, because zombies don't really count all that well when it comes to auto-resolve. Now to the west, in the immediate proximity, it is safe. Just some Ogre factions, some Orc factions, relatively safe position. Though of course further to the west you have Emmerich, Treach, and then you start getting into the Dwarven lands. But overall, to the west, relatively safe. To the south, pretty safe as well, because Gorst is not necessarily a rival, though he may likely declare war on you at some point or another, though he's just as likely to declare war on Kugaf or some other faction. To the east you have Cafe, and you can get along with Cafe, especially with Zhao Ming. Though you may not necessarily want to get along with every Cafe in faction, you may actually want to rob their caravans, because their caravans can give you a truckload of gold, which you can then use to develop your settlements. Pretty useful to consider. And to the north, beyond the ogres and dwarves you start a war with, there's just more ogres and more ogres until you eventually reach Grimgor. Though this is quite a road to go through. And eventually Kolek. And you don't necessarily have to fight Grimgor, you can do so if you so desire. Fun fact, in the end times, Grimgor fought Greasus and killed him. And then united the ogres and the greenskins under the beast Wa. At least that's what I've read on the wiki. Well, calling it a wiki would be a bit generous. People who are into Warhammer know which site I'm talking about. But anyway, Greasus. This is turn one. The only thing, there's two things I've done. The only two things I've done is fought the battle here against the initial enemy army. There are two armies here that this faction that you start a war with, the Cross Clubs Ogre Kingdoms. There's one army that's meant to be destroyed in your first battle, and then I took the Great Hall of Greasus. Did that off screen. Didn't want the first 20 minutes or so, 10, 20 minutes or so of this video, the first 20 minutes, to be just too pointless, unnecessary, and easy battles that anyone with any good amount of Total War experience will have a fairly easy time with. And that you are meant to win. Even if you auto-resolve on the highest difficulty, you will win them with relative ease, let alone if you fight them manually. This is on Legendary, very hard battle difficulty, by the way. So, okay. This is the starting position. What are the things you need to be aware of when playing the ogres, beyond your starting enemy's starting position, which is relatively okay? Well, the ogres don't really have regular settlements, as you might consider them. Yes, they can take over settlements, but they are limited to a development level of 3. And these settlements, beyond the fact you will have very severe limitations when it comes to what you can recruit. So you can get some good units like Iron Guts and Gorgers, but that's really about it. Severe limitations like Trappers, Iron Guts, Gorgers, and a Hunter, that's really about it. The other problem is, economic-wise, you can only really get the Counting House. So ogres don't really care about settlements. They can be considered a nomadic faction, and they rely on camps. Now, you don't start with a camp. You need to unlock it. It takes 3 turns. I've already started the research for that. But the camp number is limited. I believe in total I can get seven playing as seven or so playing as Greasus. 4 from major research, so you get big migration, tribal gathering over Ogre Frong, all that, and then you can get bigger camp in Sky Titan Plateau, and that will give you more camps. Like, and he also that will give you 6 in total, and you can get 1 more from the best camping skill that he can unlock. So 7 camps in total. That is what Greasus can unlock. Which is a problem if you're trying to conquer the entire world for the Ogre Kingdoms, I feel. Camps can be abandoned, though, if you are maintaining multiple armies, and this is going to be the issue, is that you are going to have severe economic problems because of this. There is a hard limit to how high ogres can get. There's only so many armies they can maintain, good armies. Though your basic units, the ogre bulls, are going to be pretty good. Anyway, with that being said, how are the ogres as a faction? They're a melee focused faction. They do have some artillery, some range units, but their bread and butter are the ogre bulls. Pretty strong, not so good against armor, though you do have some versions that are good against armor, or you can get eventually a version that is decent, at least against armor. But yeah, the armor situation is going to be a bit of an issue with... Actually, there's no version of Ogre Bulls. I'm a bit wrong about that. There's no version of Ogre Bulls that are exceptionally good against armor, though it is a bit weird when you think about it, because they do... Because if you look at the dual weapons, guys, it does say that... they do have a bonus against infantry, and they actually do have a decent amount of armor piercing, but I do guess... it's just not enough, because these guys, they don't have as many entities as some other units, so maybe the damage overall just doesn't count for being as much. I've certainly noticed when fighting heavily armored units that it does take them a while, but you can get some units that are good against armor, like man-eaters as an example. They have 77 armor piercing damage, or Iron Guts, who have 70 armor piercing damage. Greasus himself has the following campaign benefits. He gets a benefit from tariff, so you do have a benefit from trading with other factions, a significant benefit, 50% benefit there by default, and he can also get toll booth, which increases that by a further 25%. So what, 75% increase from tariffs? That is substantial. So the game plan for Greasus might just be take minor settlements for trade resources and trade with a lot of people. Like these guys, for instance, have spices, so that would be worth it. And he also gets unit mass by 25%. How large is a unit, effectively? And so with more mass, it's easier for your ogre boys to get for enemy units to charge to do more damage with that. The mass situation is what made chariots for a very long time so overpowered. When they messed with that, it's what made chariots and cavalry extremely weak. And I don't think we've ever really gone past that. Though I think cavalry right now is in pretty good position in Warhammer 3. Just not really a lot of reasons to use it as opposed to massing range units, monsters, and melee units. Especially because most of the battles are going to be minor settlement battles. The one annoying thing, having to fight a lot of other ogres as Greasus. Anyway, after you fight these 2 battles, you're likely going to be level 3 with Greasus, so I'm going to get Room Marcher and Inspiring Presence. Inspiring Presence for the experience, Room Marcher for the extra campaign movement range. I start with Firebelly. He's a fire wizard, basically, who's pretty good in melee, because he does have these 2 talents, Blessing of the Volcano God, so he can get 6% ward save and 12% weapon strength, though he doesn't have skills for melee attack and defense, so his chance to hit with his attacks is not necessarily going to be the very best. Like if we look at him, he's only got 48 melee attack, like Greasus has 65. Like these guys do have lower, of course, but you know, the man-eaters do have 41. So there's obviously going to be issues in terms of your attacks hitting. When they do hit, they will hit for a lot, but yeah, it's going to be some issues with that. And also issues with getting hit. The chance of getting hit is going to be higher when you're using a Fire Belly. But they are really there for their spells. Fire Mages currently are pretty strong. Burning Head is pretty good. and other abilities are also pretty good as well. So what's the game plan once you take the Great Hall of Greasus? You upgrade it, because it has a gold mine. That starts at 200, you get it to level 2, it's 400, level 3, 600, you want to get it to level 3. Now once you get to level 2, you are going to want to build a camp, a bullpen over there, so you can get it to level 3 and get Iron Guts. Because Greasus himself on a personal level as a lord, beyond the faction benefits, he gets more income from raiding and sacking, okay, all well and good. 50% from looting and sacking settlements, that is significant. But crucially, he gets 50% upkeep benefit to Iron Guts. What does that mean in practice? It means the Iron Guts, which are a very good unit, are the same, pretty much the same upkeep as regular Ogre Bulls, which are substantially inferior. Like, if we look at the difference here, we're looking at an enormous armor difference, leadership difference, melee defense, melee attack. So Iron Guts, substantially better unit, obviously more expensive to recruit, but yeah, Iron Guts are going to be your bread and butter after a point, because sure, it costs a lot more to recruit them, you need the level 3 building, but once you get them, once you get the full stack of Iron Guts, maybe with some artillery units, range units to support that, and heroes, that is probably going to be your doom stack as Greasus, but that is going to take some time. Now with that said, I am just going to start production here of the Ogre Bulls. I'm going to go for global, and that should be enough. So 2 in the regular region, 3 more. Now there is something you can do to increase that global recruitment, though I'm not going to use it. One of the things you can do is offer to the Great Maw. This costs 10 food. Food is an army resource. It's for each individual army. It gets consumed as an upkeep, like it's a secondary upkeep. Depends on how many units you have. Gets increased by winning battles, gets increased by camps, ogre camps. Will increase it. I don't have any camps, though in general settlements will also give some meat, like it's meat really. So these guys get, the region will give me 10 meat. This is not going to be quite enough to maintain a full stack, so if I have a full stack it will go down because the upkeep is going to be higher. And so I'm going to start recruiting 5 units. I'll recruit 2 more units next turn, so I'll get close to a full stack soon enough. There's also something I'm going to do next turn, which is to recruit a Slaughter Master as a Lord. And I actually get some really good choices. I get him. Like, if you can get the star like this is great, because he gets that 5% campaign movement range on top of the one that you already have. And you can increase it even further with the come and get them offering to the Grey Maw, so 20%, that is going to be useful. Now, whenever you start the campaign, regardless of which campaign you start, you should always go and see what diplomatic options you have available. In this case, I do have a non-aggression pact I can get with the Skaven faction. I am going to take it. And I can also get the trade agreement with the Western provinces. Yes, you want to get this going. You want to have good relations with him. You're going to benefit a lot from trading with Jiang Ming. Even if it costs you 1,000, believe me, this will more than pay for itself later in the line. You don't necessarily want to fight a war with Cathay, though you can absolutely go for it. To the south, Kugaf, Elman Gorse, not necessarily the biggest challenges. To the west, just some ogre factions and orcs, relatively safe. To the east, Cathay, not necessarily the best place to colonize, to take over, because there's quite a few settlements with unpleasant climate. The desert, the savanna, though there's also plenty of settlements that are good. To the north, Grimgor and Kolek. You can avoid fighting Grimgor, you can fight Grimgor. You may have the better army, though he is the substantially better lord in combat. Greasus is just not the combat machine. He's just slow, and although he's not going to die very quickly, he's just pretty weak, honestly. Though he has some substantial benefits to his army, so he is a good lord, he's just not the combat machine. One thing ogres do have is big names. Now, I could buff his mass and melee defense, or I can get a Horde Master. I think I'm going to go buff his unit mass and melee defense. Or actually a Horde Master, because I think the leadership is actually going to be more important. I'm not going to rely on Greasus for his combat ability. You can have heroes that do that. Greasus just is not good enough. He's also really, really slow compared to your ogres. Like, his speed is 35. Your ogres are 54 by default. Like all of them are 54. He's on the same speed level as a Noblar. That is not a good speed to have. Because the game plan for ogres is maneuverability around the battlefield, charging, cycle charging more or less. Get some units pinned down, cycle charge, or just blob them up in a massive units and break through the enemy using that. Those things do work. It is incredibly effective. Like, blobbing up should not be a legitimate tactic, but it actually works incredibly well for the ogres because they don't necessarily have a lot of entities in their units. So if you blob them up, you're actually gonna, and you can even blob them up, get a lot of mass to your units and just run through enemy units. Because Greasus in particular gets 25% mass, and you can get the mass even higher before a battle by consuming up to 5 food. And you can gain quite a lot of mass through that. Anyway, that was the first turn. Let's end this. Now, my early game objective will be to take the Valley of Horns. I'm going to recruit 2 more Ogre Bulls. Yes, you're going to rely on a lot of Ogre Bulls, and I'm going to get that Slaughter Master with campaign with me. He's Lore of Beasts, which makes him useful because of the spells that Lore of Beasts do have, in particular Flock of Doom. But not just that, really. Flock of Doom is not necessarily as great as it used to be. But you can get Amber Spear and all that. But more importantly, you get the caster. The Fire Belly is good. The Fire Belly you started with is good, don't get me wrong. But getting an extra caster is actually going to be pretty useful in a lot of situations. Even if you do have to have another army for it. Okay. So right now, just one more turn. I would normally check diplomatic possibilities, but it's unlikely things have changed. Though I will check them this turn as I start turn 3. Okay, so we're in turn 3. And I have my army ready, but I'm not quite capable of reaching the Valley of Horns. But if I come and get them, I can reach it, and that is precisely what I am going to do over there. I'm also going to move, first off I'm going to encircle this. That would be a Pyrrhic victory. Now you can consume food before a battle. I'm going to give this to my Iron Guts. You can consume meat before a battle, and this will give you 10% speed, charge bonus, and unit mass. So you're getting a 35% unit mass benefit if you are playing as Greasus, and use the food before a battle. Now I am also going to move him closer. And I don't want to win this battle this turn. Okay, there's a bunch of Gnoblars, some Ogre Bulls. If I fight this without resolve, it will be a Pyrrhic victory. I'll take quite a few casualties. And I do want my armies relatively intact for what is to come, for the future battles, which are likely going to happen the next few turns. Okay, so let's go for the Trident true method of playing an ogre. I am going to take these units on this side, these units on that side, get Greasus in the fire belly over there, Gnoblars and Gnoblar hunters over yonder, and we are going to march with all of these units straight into the enemy, no hesitation, and just beat up. One thing I need to be concerned is the towers. Now, Greasus does have this ability, everyone has their price, so this reduces melee attack and leadership on enemy units. So this can be an ability that you will likely have to spam it. Okay. So here we go. And this is the ogre game plan for pretty much all of their battles. Now, one thing to be said about this is most factions you play as, you would want to have skirmish mode off, and same thing with ogres, but you also would want to have guard mode off so your units don't go chasing after enemy. I feel like with the ogres, having guard mode turned off is actually a good decision. Now there's going to be some leadership problems there. Gonna get him, gonna charge him right in. Going to affect those ogre bolts. And we are inflicting quite a lot more casualties than we are receiving. Just gonna pull him back a bit so he doesn't take too much damage. Gonna march him actually over here so he can do Flock of Doom there. Like this entire side of the battlefield, as you can see, has been more or less eliminated. It might be a good idea to spread your units around, I admit. Just gonna march the fire belly, gonna get Greasus as well.
Take it all!
Alright, get these guys out because they've been damaged severely. Gonna affect the enemy hero. Gonna use Flock of Doom. And gonna buff the armor piercing ability of some of my ogres there.
They're dead! Hungry!
Now the benefit of now having guard mode on, just gonna pull these guys out. Now the benefit there is that they will automatically chase the enemy. It won't work in every situation. I do actually have a lot of issues with the way that the game does decide to work sometimes, like trying to go for enemies, even when you have a lot more mass and yeah, you're just trying to overwhelm them.
The cleaver wielder.
Alright. That.
Embrace
I'm gonna buff him directly. And gonna try and get some flanking attacks here with Ogre Bows. Just gonna speed it up a bit, not all the way to the full. But yeah, just get that going. Oh, I do love them when they build the barricades there. Okay, they're getting flanked. Flanking is a good game plan, more Flocks of Doom. Flanking is a good game plan because it has a leadership shock. Like when you're attacked from behind, a unit will suffer significantly in terms of their leadership. Now really, what you want to do in a battle usually is go after the balance of power. That's exactly what I've done here. I've killed a lot of units, but they're still fighting. And I think it's because the hero, the enemy hero himself here, is actually counting for quite a lot for that balance of power. So I'm just gonna have to fight it out. It is going to be a bloodbath. It is going to be a painful and experienced battle. A painful and long battle, sorry. I'm just going to march these guys over here. If I can kill him... Okay, let's try and route him. Alright, some warriors, some guys of mine have fled. That's fine though. But yeah, that balance of power is getting on my nerves, I admit. Let's keep going there. Send these guys there. There we go, finally. Took a while. It was the enemy leader. And yeah, Pyrrhic victory. Fighting fellow ogres is not the easiest affair. Okay, victory. And I am just going to occupy it.
I'll take it. Greasus.
Alright, I am going to destroy that camp over there.
Hold, master.
And get 2 more units of ogre bolts. Greasus has leveled up.
This shockingly
I am going to get bolt charge. 2 points in bolt charge, eventually 3 points in bolt charge. After that, you will want to get Tribe Stealer and unlock Over Tyrant as well for the casualty replenishment.
Slaughter master.
Now, the Slaughter Master will withdraw. He's going to get extra campaign movement range.
This will assist
And
my
I am going to
recipe.
enable extra control over here. Now, next turn, I will be able to set up a camp. Keep in mind the camp setup consumes your movement points, if I'm not mistaken. So be aware, there are downsides. Now, okay. We're just gonna get the non-aggression pack for a bit of money with both of these guys. They're at war with... actually, that was a mistake, I'm afraid, but I'll deal with that later. That was a mistake because I would want to go to war against them, take their territory, but fine. For the moment, it's okay. But it just means for the next 20 turns I won't be able to declare war on them without the severe penalty. Which is okay. Because I'll be busy for the next 20 turns. Might even get the trade agreement, why not? Or maybe not. Okay, so I can build a camp. Now, here's what you need to pay attention when you're playing as Greasus. Your location here in the Ivory Road straddles the main trade line between Cathay and the rest of the world. It's where a lot of caravans will be going through in order to reach the west. So, build a camp. Now, I don't have sufficient funds for a camp.
Continue working with
That
me.
might be a bit of an issue.
Obey me. Yes.
Because I do want to get it going.
Boss of bosses. Master Butcher.
But that's fine, I'll just wait another turn. There's not necessarily a rush for it. And I am going to get some growth over here, as well as a main camp in the Great Hall of Greasus, as well as disbanding this camp here. Now I'm gonna get melee attack for Ogre Bowls, Casualty Replenishment Control, and then Ogre From. Those are your better options. Like, you want to unlock as many camps as possible. These also give you combat abilities, so they're all very, very useful. And I do think that it's more important to get these than the upper level. Okay.
Butcher in chief.
Now I have 20 units here.
Bring me
limitations, sure. But I'm just gonna have to wait. I know my economy is being pushed to the brink over here. I could have gotten the money if I had sacked the Valley of Horns. Now, the Sons of the Mountain and the Dwarves will march their armies against you. And there we go. The first trade caravan. The first victim, if you will. We do have an army marching, an army of dwarves marching against me there. But that isn't too big of a concern right now. That is a full stack, however, but you can defeat it. However, bigger priorities right now. Now, a caravan is not going to be necessarily an easy affair to deal with, but you do want to deal with these guys. Just gonna auto-resolve it instead of fighting it manually. Get the replenishment, and that is 30,000. Now, the Burning Nomads will almost certainly declare war on you on one point or another. So actually, setting that up is not setting that caravan up is dealing with that caravan is actually good. Here are the factions that you may want to deal with. Now that's a camp, but here are the factions: the Celestial Loyalists, the Burning Steppe Nomads, basically any faction that isn't either the northern or western provinces. Why not the northern or western? Because they are powerful. They're major factions, and you don't want to start the grudge with them. You don't want to start a fight with the main Caphaean factions. Now, this gold will go an enormously long way for me to be able to set things up. It will allow me to set up growth in these provinces, get these provinces leveled up, recruit units, recruit a massive army that I am going to need. So over here, get a bunch of these, ogres. And that's just the first caravan. Keep in mind there will be others. Now here I have one skill point. I am going to get the Tribe Stealer because it's melee attack 10 when fighting Ogre Kingdoms, weapon strength 20 when fighting Ogre Kingdoms. That is exactly what I'm dealing with here. That is what I'm going to spend my points. I'm going to get Kindle Flame. And over here I am going to get Inspiring Presence. The magical tree can wait. That is just the first caravan. It will not necessarily be the last. Now, I don't need any more money, and you don't want to get too chummy with the Skaven there, because Gorst will hate you for it. Alright, end the turn. If the dwarves are enough, sure, I'll take it. But I don't think they will. If they do attack, that's actually good for you. Like, if you can get the dwarves to... If you can provoke the dwarves to attack you early on, that is a great situation to be in, because it means you... don't have to deal with them later on. Let's see what they do. If they haven't moved already. Yep, they've decided to fuck off, as expected. Now, what decision do you make in this situation?
Anyone want to challenge me?
That in a second. The camp here is situated at the strategic position. Each camp generates food in a radius and also has a radius of recruitment. I could have positioned it a bit better, I suppose, like somewhere around here, but it's a good central position in my province. Now I'm gonna level this one up, so I can get another growth building. I want to get this building to level 3 so I can start recruiting iron guns. Now over here, here's what I'm going to do. I could stay in the Great Hall and ambush more caravans. There will be more coming. But I also do want to deal with the dwarves and the fellow ogres. So over here, I am going to recruit some ogres, and I've put in an ambush stance. This is a trick that usually works extremely well against a lot of factions. Against pretty much everyone. So you have these two armies here. 3 armies, really. And what they're going to do is they're going to move towards him. They're not necessarily going to be able to attack this turn, but they are going to move towards him. And that way I'll be able to eliminate all of them in a single field battle. Now let's be clear. You are fighting 2 full stacks over here. No matter how powerful the ogres are, that is a scary proposition of a battle. But let's see what happens. Now, I don't think a Fade I think a Fade tries and avoid sending caravans through territory that is contested like this, for hostile territory. What's happened is that the dwarves have marched their army, and only the dwarves. I had the campaign, and I kid you not, I had the campaign where what ended up happening is both of these guys were pretty much here. And I had to fight a major battle involving 2.5 stacks of really good troops, actually, at the same time. Now you can see the dwarves are fucking right off. I'm going to give him campaign movement range. And we're gonna wipe him out.
Great more for this.
Alright, that is a close victory, but I'm going to fight them manually. Unleash the meat, unleash the charge. If you fight the worst thing that you can do against this dwarven faction of Karakazorn is to fight them in their settlement. Now you can besiege the settlement and cause attrition, but that just takes time. The best scenario is exactly what's happened here. They've deployed on the battlefield, they were lured in by the easy target that they thought was my settlement there, moved Greasus, put them in ambush stance, lured them in. This is a great situation to have, because ogres are phenomenally good in open field battles with these kind of crap units. They're not so good in sieges because they don't really have range power early on. Once they get lead belchers and artillery, different discussion. But without artillery, yeah, I'm not too fond of. Melee can be good in siege battles. Warriors of Chaos are an example, but ogres do have some issues with respect to that. Alright, here is my game plan. I'm going to form a front line, largely of ogre bulls. Then I'm going to put the gnoblars in that front line as well. And they're going to advance towards the enemy. The other units will go on a little happy flanking trip. Though I'm going to deploy them initially on the sides here. Side belly over here. I could wait for reinforcements, I just don't care. Because I know that Greasus himself would be able to beat this army on his own. Now one thing you can do is group up, lock the group, and order the attack. Group 2 is going to require micro, individual army micro. But group 1, just group them up and order them to attack, and what they'll do is they'll do a formation attack, more or less.
Ogres! Guts out, boys!
And they'll all move at the same speed. You can also manually set them up.
I'll smell ya! Bring us meat! Find a meal!
Now they do have dwarf warriors with grey weapons, be aware of that. Those dwarf warriors are actually going to be really good against you. So I'm going to rely on flanking attacks to break their spirits, so to speak. Get the charges in, get all of it going. I am also going to rely on this ability. Right here to do some damage. Though it's kind of backfired, I admit.
Where's me master? To the tribe! Find a meal!
Don't get stuck in. Keep moving. With the flanking units, at least. Keep moving. Get those maneuvers going.
Follow the war's call!
Reinforcements should be arriving soon. When they do arrive, they'll be in a prime position to take advantage of that. The morale shock of an ogre charge is pretty incredible. It is something else when you do see it in action. Or when it happens to you. It will happen to you if you're playing cafe. They are something else.
Take it all!
Now, since this army is already retreated, they are going to get wiped out in this battle. I don't need to do a significant amount of damage, though if I do significant amount of damage to it, that's even all the better. I should have gotten the... No, no, no. Oh, shit. That was a bit of misjudgment on my part, aiming-wise. As you can see, the dwarves are getting annihilated.
Man-eaters! They're dead!
The army losses should kick in any moment now. Yep, there we go. Gonna try and eliminate them on the battlefield. I think it counts for a lot when it comes to post-battle resources. Though you do gain quite a bit more of that as Greasus, anyway. So I did lose some units here, but not significant casualties by any margin. I could fight another battle. In fact, with this exact army that you see here, because you pretty much will have this exact army if you recruit in a certain way, and I always do that. But with this exact army, you can fight both this army and the Sons of the Mountain at the same time. And come through. Now granted, you may need to get a couple of burning heads in a good position. You may also want to not spec in this and expect in one that increases weapon damage for units in a radius. But yeah, decisive victory. Dwarves wiped out. Alright, battle 1. That will give me an enormous amount of meat. Do I need it? I guess it depends on how you view things. I could get replenishment, that would be worth quite a bit. The amount of gold wouldn't necessarily be worth it. But for free meat, oh yeah. Now over here are my choices. I can withdraw, and I will withdraw.
Double time!
I will withdraw not because I can't go smash the dwarves. I will withdraw because there's caravans coming. Hopefully. It might take a bit though. Now, I'm going to get the Goldtooth skill for the armor for units. That's 8 armor for leadership, and it's the final skill for Ogre Bows. I do dislike some of these skill trees, I admit. This is a skill I should have gotten, the Flaming Sword of Ruin. Over here, I am going to pick up extra camp growth. Okay, so I'm getting this to level 2, and my goal would be to get the big slab as well here. Get it to actually level 2, get this to level 2 for more trading goods. And let's see what other options we have available.
I got a hunger on, and you're meat, so you better
trade agreement. And let's see if we can get the trade agreement with Eyebiter. We can. This is how far I'm willing to go, though, at this point. I mean, I'm trading with every faction I can except these two. And I don't want to trade with these guys because I want to go to war with them eventually. As for him, is the best choice to focus on improving his melee. his capabilities, fighting capabilities. Now I won't be able to recruit units this turn, but that's not too big of a deal right now. I've already defeated the biggest threat in the early campaign with the Dwarven army there. They will recruit another, they do have likely a warrior camp, and they will get more dwarves, but that full stack is not something they're going to easily replace. Now what I'm curious about, I probably should pay attention. When you build a camp, there's a chance it might only have Noblars, and there's a chance it might have Noblars and Ogre Bulls, or only Ogre Bulls. Okay. So over here, we got the Scepter of the Titans quest. Here, let's see what's in this camp. There's 2 units.
Butcher in chief.
I'm going to take Greasus alone. And I'm going to recruit more units. I'm still waiting for more caravans. Now I'm gonna get ogres with dual weapons, because they're good against infantry. May need that. Although how important is anti-infantry weapons when you're fighting fellow ogres? That is a good question. Now, are these guys at war with anyone else? Yes, they are. So I'm guessing they moved their entire army against those guys. That works for me. This is a really good start. I could get a peace treaty with the dwarves if I so desired. I don't. I can upgrade this to level 2. It will take a while to get it.
The over-tyrant.
Yeah, I'm gonna get more recruitment here. I'm just gonna wait for another caravan. There will be at least one more that passes through here. So although I lose obviously a lot of combat potential there, it's not like I'm doing nothing. I'm recruiting units, pretty important. Although maybe I should only recruit Ogre Bulls, because ogres don't count as infantry, do they? Nah, but it's good against the Gnoblars, right? So.
Despite your lack of it.
Okay. Let's see what caravans come our way. If any. I'll wait. Let's say I'll take Amble's Peak. Deal with these guys completely and then see what... when it comes down to assaulting Carcassonne, I'll do it with both armies. But right now I still want to see if anything is going to come my way. Before I do anything else. Alright, it's not to resolve it. Lieutenant occupy it. Dismiss the camp. Come on. That was a bit of a bug. For Greasus, he's leveled up. I am going to actually save his points because I want to get all of these. Camp limit, etc. Well, that will be pretty useful. For him, I will get 2 points in ward save just to give him that extra durability in combat. And over here, I'll get more growth. I do still have a good amount of money. Yeah, what's the difference? Like, there doesn't seem to be much of a difference if you're asking me. It's practically the same. Except that extra I mean, it's practically the same, they just cost 40 more. You can get the version that has Iron Fist. That Iron Fist just blocks a certain amount of damage.
Boss of bosses.
Alright.
Very well.
Don't want to get anything more. Don't want to level up Greasus. Thanks. I'm going to wait a bit more and see what comes my way.
They will harvest the meat. Warriors today.
I have enough money to sustain me for quite a few turns. And once I get the Great Hall of Greasus to level 3, I can get the toll booth, which will give me an enormous amount of cash. 600 per turn, plus 50%, 25% from tariffs. Pretty substantial. Though ogres don't like it. Funnily enough, like, yeah.
Sit down.
What do you
Grab
want?
a haunch of something.
They do want to trade with me, but I'm like, nope. We are not doing a trade agreement. Because you're meat on the menu. Come on, cafe. Send me a caravan. I leave. I mean, I've seen situations where you only get one caravan. I've seen situations where you get 2 caravans. Over here, I'll want public order.
Trade lord. Tribe stealer.
That is a lot.
Old master.
Sure, but I can beat it. I'll wait one more turn.
Master of all.
I'm losing 1,000 per turn.
Or they'll be
I am pressing it, am I not? Alright, you're gonna get some more ogre bulls. No more dual wielding shit. They would be better, but they're at the we're at the stage where that actually matters. The cost actually matters. With an extra caravan, problems are solved. I have enough money to last me for quite a lot of turns. Even with the only one caravan, there's 100% chance there's going to be at least one caravan passing through your territory. There's lower chance, of course, that there's going to be 2, but let's see what happens. I wonder if caravans are...
Butcher in chief.
Well,
Hold, master. The meat harvest begins.
a bit of meat or replenishment or a bit of money. Let's go money. I'm certainly running out of it.
I am the tenderizer. Hunger guides us.
Now he's got a lot of food.
Greasus, the shockingly old place.
Now it is interesting that they would kill that one unit.
Remember,
That's
no
fine.
one ever beat Greasus. Make yourself at home, boys. There's no gut.
Yep, I lost an ogre bull unit, but it doesn't freaking matter. In the slightest.
Obey me.
Gonna level that up to 2, and then we're gonna go march on the dwarves. Over here, I am going to get a pile and upgrade this to level 2. Upgrade this to level 2. That's still 11,000
In
coins.
charge.
I do need to be careful here.
More's chosen. The Godmouth commands us.
Alright, 2 more
not
turns.
to devour you.
Let's issue that.
Carve and grind.
Now he's leveled up. I can get weapon strength for ogre bull units. I think right now that's actually going to be more important. Just going to spend 1 skill on that.
Chuck it on
Just
my
1. Going to keep the rest for the camps. The camp upgrades. For him, I'm going to get the... Well, control is not really too important. More ward saved.
Slaughtermaster.
I think I should keep him in this.
Butchery parlor.
No. Let's just move him here.
March on for the more.
Because I think the caravans are just being blocked. That's why they're not coming. I'm not quite entirely certain. Alright, so what are the objectives? Razor sack, okay. Razor sack. No.
My dog.
Now, Gorst is not quite willing to accept a non-aggression pact here with me. So chances are he's going to declare war on me soon enough. That's fine. I'm okay with that. better than him running out of control. I know, I've been wasting time. I could have taken out the dwarves by now. But if that one caravan from a faction that I can tackle shows up, goes for my territory, then that will certainly give me a significant advantage. Oof, oof, oof. Yes, correct. I'm just not interested in fighting these manual battles right now. Besides, I got enough to deal with the dwarves. I do dislike the ogre on ogre battles, I'm not gonna lie. Alright, there is a caravan. And is it a good target? It may be a good target. Let's see.
Many apologies, your great but.
We get the Overslayer crown. Yep, the Dissenter Lord's perfect target. Rebel faction. That's exactly what I wanted. This is exactly what I've been waiting for. The rebel factions are the best targets for you to kill, slaughter your way from. I'm gonna go replenishment here. I just gained 21,000. So, in total, close to 50,000 coins from those two.
Tribe Lord. My army, my ogres. All spoils here.
I don't know what happened with that full stack of troops though. Who the hell wiped them out? Actually, no, I wiped them out, I guess.
Too rich to walk.
No, not what I'm looking for. Okay.
Trade Lord. Tribe Stealer. Hold.
Now is he gonna be in range? Not quite.
The Over Tyrant.
From who am I hiring these mercenaries? That's my question.
They work for Crix.
No, I'm not gonna hire mercenaries. So we killed that. Now, don't pick a fight with factions that are gonna actually be a problem for you. Those guys might actually end up being a problem, but I do question
You
it
so
a
much
bit.
as look at me funny, and I'll eat ya.
I'm not gonna go with the defensive alliance because if Grimgor decides to show up from the north and wipe them out, well, that is not a situation where I want to get involved in.
No ogre can beat me.
Not yet, anyway. Pick your fights.
You may beat me.
Alright, so he's screwed right off.
Bring me ingredients.
Turn. Things can go pretty badly here, actually. It would have been nice to have a military camp over here, so I could have recruited some units. Yeah, the siege is about to begin. The siege of Karakazorn. Gonna send, well, almost 2 full stacks. Even if Greasus has taken some damage.
Only thing
Not
I
really
need to
concerned.
decide is which.
Nope. You picked a fight with Greasus. Or Greasus decided to eat you. Whatever. It's all the same to me.
Anyone want to challenge me?
Let's see if there's any more. Oh man. It's like they just keep on coming. It's like these guys, like, okay. So I got the nomadic tribes, I got the celestial loyalists, and I got the dissenter lords. All of these guys are great factions to pick a fight
so
with.
long as they do not obstruct mine.
Simply because
I will
they're not major factions.
Ready.
They're likely going to they have their own enemies. They're not going to march armies against you. Like the dissenter lords are just a rebel faction for the western provinces to wipe out. They're gonna get wiped out.
Butcher in.
The celestial loyalists are at war with the dark elves.
Master
Though I'm sure Miao Ying is not necessarily going to appreciate what I'm about to do. This is a bit of a trickier fight than you might imagine, but it is a fight I am going to take manually.
The meat hook is ready! They are but flesh for the chopper house! They present no threat to us!
Okay, so within the first few turns, I've managed to take down 3 caravans, gotten a pretty decent fortune. Though this one was less useful than the other ones, sadly enough. Can't get 20k from all the caravans, right? Yeah, that's not gonna happen. But all the same, there's a reality, right? The reality that I'm bloody rich. Well, I think the reason I got so much is because of Greasus' trait. So that's why I was getting so much, I think, to a large extent. Either way, let's get overtired.
Spoils, nice and shiny.
Gonna move him there so I can start recruitment.
Ogre tyrant must feast.
Okay, and I can recruit 3 units. I am going to get with dual weapons. You guys with dual weapons.
War's chosen.
To buff the ogre bowls. Yeah, let's go with the ogre bowls and now get that. Also, the healer stat is pretty useful.
Hold, master.
Greasus is gonna have to recuperate somewhat
Mine.
after all of this. Gonna get more meat generation in a circle. Just to give him more meat.
Tyrant. Master Butch.
And the dwarves still go strong.
This world will never forget Greasus.
Was just checking settings were in order. Yeah, so raiding caravans with Greasus gets you a bloody fucking fortune. With regular ogre lords, less of a fortune, but still a lot of money. So believe it or not, it's actually better if Greasus just literally sits on his hide than the Great Hall.
Boss of bosses. Master Butcher. Greasus, the shockingly obese. Tribe Lord.
Okay.
Consume.
He does still have the big name there.
The tyrant. Greasus Gold.
That would be a Pyrrhic victory. Do I want to fight the siege battle against the dwarves? I'll be quite blunt about it. No, I do not. But I will. Just next turn once my army is in position. My second army is in position. Now for a camp, you really want to focus on this particular building chain. Get growth. We get some iron guts as well. I will need to stabilize my economy. I'm not gonna lie about that, but I have time. I do have time. I think I'm gonna disband some of the units that I do have in that second army, but not quite right now. Not quite right now.
Good, good.
Now he is at war with Eyebiter and Thunderguts.
In charge. Warlord
I'm not
of his
gonna-
clan. Now you witness much power, yes,
At war
yes.
with. No, not worth it.
Oh my. Meat ritual. In charge.
Anad?
Top the all mine.
Well, I suppose you gotta make a decision at some
Don't even
point.
try to tell me what to
If
do.
Grimgor declares war, I don't need the
The
money,
boss.
and it would tie me up in a way I don't necessarily want to. I want the flexibility. If I'm gonna go to war with Grimgor, I want to choose when I go to war with Grimgor. That is what I feel is significant. That freedom, that kind of flexibility. Like, I don't know what Grimgor is doing. He could be fighting Kolic, he could be conquering the ogres there. I don't know. That's just the reality. Now, after this, I think
It aids the meat ritual. Seeking ingredients.
Alright. Now here's the crazy thing about ogres. They smash down fucking walls. They're actually really good at it. Let me show you this. Now, I would not fight this battle if not for this video. Just to be clear, I'm only doing this for the sake of this video. Siege battles are a bloody annoyance, I'll admit. Let's go for it. Okay, here we are. Which one do I want to take? That one or this one? Doesn't matter. Well, it does. I'm gonna go where the reinforcements are gonna be. So let's deploy on this side. Most factions need a ram. Most factions are not the Ogre Kingdoms. To understand how ridiculous this is, understand that you don't even go for the gate. You don't care about the gate because it actually takes more time to break down the gate than it does to take down the walls. That is not a joke. Same amount of units takes more time. Now here's where I hate sieges, because I'm just gonna get hammered over there. But either way, let us bring down this one. I'm not gonna go through it just yet. Now they start smashing at it. It's all gonna take a while, don't get me wrong on this.
When do we eat?
Right, reinforcements coming in.
The Slaughtermaster!
We're gonna send some of these guys over here, including the Lord.
My cleaver is sharp.
As the true Ogre army.
Me! Guts out, boys!
Should I use it on the wall? Yeah, but no. That's almost broken down, so not worth it.
Immolation! Incineration!
The fact you literally have an ability to do this for you, on top of the fact that your ogres can smash down walls. Well, I guess you can't climb walls, so that is a negative. But do you give a shit? It's like, yeah, I don't want to fight on top of the walls. Why is it more effective to attack the walls than it is the gate? Well, the simple answer to that question is that when you attack the gate, your ogres just not as many ogres can reach the gate as they can the wall.
Oh yes! Immolate!
Go.
Follow the Moor's call! They die! The Moor calls!
But yeah, there's gonna be a lot of casualties being taken here.
Tyrant of tyrants! Here we go! Hungry!
The Gnoblars at least can climb the walls. Hilarious.
Meat!
Want to make a Gnoblar army?
Take it all! When do we eat?
Alright, they're moving in. Lots of damage being taken, but they're moving in, finally.
This point's mine! The more calls!
I'm not sure what the good game plan would be for a season.
Crunch their skulls!
That is frustrating, because they just kind of got stuck trying to attack it there. I find this issue annoying because it happens when you're trying to attack a barricade, it happens when you're trying to attack a wall now. Let's send the man-eaters after those crossbows. Can they go after those crossbows?
In my gut!
Still hasn't taken it down. Boom.
Find a meal.
Yeah, best part, smash the gate down anyway.
Biggest in the tribe.
I just wanted to do some damage there.
Over here.
I just want to keep these quarrelers occupied. They can be a danger. Especially the guys on the walls there.
Survivor of fire! Guts out, boys! I'll smell ya! When do we eat? Meat! 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 When supper! Bring us meat! Shaman of fire!
Alright.
Where's me master?
I think I need to kill the enemy hero if I'm going to win this one.
When supper! Hungry! Guts out, boys!
Charge right in there.
Hungry! When do we eat? When do we eat? Crush on! Rampage this way! Guts out, boys!
Yeah, dwarves are especially good at, I feel, resisting ogres in a siege. They're kind of good at resisting anyone in a siege. Never mind ogres. Alright, victory. 2,000. 4 more thousand if I sack it. And then do nothing actually. Because I want him to occupy it. I want Greasus to go back. He's got caravans to harass. Look at this shit. It's like Imperial Wardens, Eastern River Lords. It's kind of hilarious. Now you don't want to fight the Imperial Wardens. They're close enough that they can be a problem. And Miao Yang will certainly despise you for it. Bam. Alright, we get more big names. I'm going to go with Gatecrasher. Skill-wise, if I only get camping, the only 1 skill point, sadly enough this time. But yeah, me provided by camps, 50%. I mean, even the amount I'm getting right now is pretty good, but yeah, I'm gonna get more.
Ogre tyrant! It's what I want!
Yeah, he should be. He's gonna get some extra meat. He's gonna need it. I'm gonna get Fire Within for him. And I'm going to cancel the non-aggression pack with them.
The boss!
Well, since I don't... I think I've picked enough fights with enough KFA factions.
Hurry up! Obey
Let's get trade. Now income-wise, trade-wise... Why is it... Ah, there we go. Just 700. But that's gonna increase.
Slaughtermaster.
Gonna dismantle that. Okay. So they're with the Mountain Eaters. Now Greasus is just gonna chill a bit. It's going to take 10 more turns. No, actually I can declare war right now. Right. Well, guess what Greece is gonna do. So I'm gonna have a war in the north and a war in the south. For him, I'm going to get the Amber Spear.
A fine tool of butchery.
And we're gonna head over for this. The Yeti Peak. Yeah, Yetis do exist in Warhammer. They're mutated ogres, as far as I understood it correctly. Could be wrong in saying that, but I think that's what they are. Mutated by the Chaos Waste, the corruption of Chaos. Because you are pretty close to the Chaos Wastes in the Mountains of Morn, especially on the northern side. You gotta love Grimgore. It's like I'm gonna take my wine next to the gates of hell itself.
Someone better keep us sweet. Boss of bosses. Move your liquids. Stride through the pain. Great Moor forbids. Master Butcher.
And now I'm gonna get that level 3. So that will unlock Iron Guts, but it's gonna take some turns.
Join me.
So in the meantime, I'm just gonna use some ogres with dual weapons. Not really the best choice, I admit. Like, I mean, it's good for every other faction except fellow ogres. That's the thing.
My meat makes the tribe strong.
Alright, 31,000. Let's see, what else can I do? I always go for those quick deals, I always see what's available.
The boss.
Can get some alliances, but I don't want to.
Ready.
What? The fuck? That is so bizarre. Well, I was wondering about it. I admit, I was kind of wondering about it. Now that I realize it, it's like, yeah, of course.
I will not disgrace my
Sure.
ancestors. You know your place. That's why I love
So they got wiped out more or less by the dwarves.
meat ritual. Got a war you need fighting?
And he set up a camp in my fucking lands.
Carve and
Great shit. Okay. Now the worst part is I can't declare war against them without sparking a lot of crap. I don't necessarily want to keep going north because Grimgore is there. Choices. Well, sometimes, that's the thing, sometimes the campaign makes these choices for you. And I guess what's interesting about this one is you don't have a preset path.
Until you're not.
Like, by this point, Gorst could have declared war against me, for instance, and so I would have had to move south to deal with him. Just choices, choices, choices. How you deal with them, that's up to you. I may want that settlement.
If it means butchery.
Alright.
The slaughter master abides. A doomed recipe. Consume. Master Butcher.
Can he beat them? Probably. Likely even.
The over tyrant. All spoils here. I'll eat any challenger.
Gonna get more meat in a circle. Now, what other buildings are worth it? Well, you can unlock this for a hunter. Though, obviously, you will want to get this level 3, but I will soon enough. I mean, actually, I'm at such a point of growth that each turn I'm getting one surplus point, so... Just gonna take a couple of turns.
Butcher in chief.
Do I believe I can beat the dwarves in a fight here? Yes. I mean, it's funny enough when the AI just is so fucking terrified of you that they just decide not to fight you. That their game plan is just, yeah, we're not fighting them. Because of the special buildings, though, the special building in Firemouth, this is actually a good outcome. No, you are not getting a trade agreement. I would like a confederation, though, with another faction. Even if public order does suffer, calls it. It's still always going to be public order for me. Though I understand that it makes more sense to call it control. This was very close to rebellion, so I'm just going to toggle the income off. Just to help stabilize things. Okay, let's look at the settlement details. Is it better to fight a small settlement battle or to put it under siege?
Must feast. I will strip every inch of meat from your...
Alright, let's talk with the...
Obey me! You so much as look at me funny, and I'll eat ya! In charge. Top the God war you need fighting, and that. Obey me.
Right.
Continue working with me, and Shangyan will be a haven for you.
Well, I can at least get paid for it. Why do I have a low reliability rating? The heck, fuck.
Gonna be over, tyrant, one day.
I don't know.
It's feasting time, boys. Tuck in, boys. Hold
It will cause problems, undeniably so.
strongest. Yeah, I'll
Like
take it.
Gorse declaring war against me, that kind of stuff. Just gotta deal with it. So I get an extra camp. That will be incredibly useful. Let's spread some control. With him.
It's gonna kick off soon.
Good, good. I am in need of more husks.
I have the
for my
money.
hordes.
Do I wanna... No, I am not going after Gorse in that
You
situation.
know you're not above listening
I
to
could.
them.
Like, I could take advantage
Good
of
boss.
many things, but yeah.
Tyrant. What? Up.
Onward.
Alright, let's see what's gonna happen. Just gonna repair that. Not quite in the circle of influence there, am I?
Whatever I decide.
Alright.
You ingredients.
Camp-wise, I think I'm gonna set up one here,
Let your hunger gauge.
but we'll see.
Got no reason to kill.
Yeah, well, if my reliability is low, might as well declare war on these guys. Take their settlements. Though it's not strictly necessary, honestly. Public order is going to be a concern, however. I do want the Firemouth.
You've made the fatal mistake. of think. Now is the day of butchery. you so much as look at me funny, and I'll eat ya. Did you bring any meat beside? Oh, mine. Obey me. Boss of bosses. Find me a face. Sort it out. Crush and clean. I expect many new ingredients. Master Butcher.
Well, that is a substantial benefit to fire bellies. If I can get this to level 3. If. It is a big word right now. So over here, just gonna get Wild Heart. That would be speed, physical resistance, pretty good solid buff, but I'm gonna get Flock of
This
Doom.
will assist my recipes. Tyrant decides.
I feel like
I got
I should confederate, but I don't want to right now.
meat ritual.
Anyway,
I'll eat this
once
old stinky one.
once this gets to level 3, you can get Toll Buff.
You're about to find out how I became tyrant.
Shut there. It's right there for the picking.
The dragons require your immediate demise.
They're at war with Clan Eshin. I wish them luck. I wish them the very best luck in the world. Alright, so my reputation is recovered somewhat.
Trade Lord, Tribe Stealer, Hold
It would be 20k. It would be a lot. Like I swear, when you stand here, and you see those caravans moving by, you really do start to understand exactly why.
Consume.
Why Greasus does what he does, really.
Slaughtermaster. My butchers can make a whole lot of chops out of you.
Yeah, I guess I should have taken that confederation when I could have.
Not above listening to the likes of you. Bring me ingredients.
I am going to build a camp here.
I'm in charge at last. Obey me or
Alright, that's
your
2
dinner.
Ogre Bulls. Not too bad, not too bad.
And grind.
Let's get it to level 2.
Master Butcher. Hunger cannot slow us.
And move
Ogres,
him there.
Stomp on, Ogre Tyrant. Meat ritual.
Okay, good. is a lot of money.
Greasus always wins. Conquest.
You can't say this isn't worth it.
Mate.
And if Cafe wants to come into the mountains to deal with the ogres, by all means, they are free to join.
The meat harvest begins. Spoils for the Horde Master. The Ogre Tyrant.
I'm gonna dismantle that.
Horde
There's one more
Master.
settlement.
Leader
Greasus
of the
is gonna
tribe.
gain some benefits there. Over here with him, skill-wise is an interesting one. I do believe, like, if you're fighting Gorst and Kugav, you may want to get this up to full. Though only in that particular situation. Otherwise, upgrading your Iron Gut seems like something you want to start doing as Greasus, because you are going to get them.
Tyrant.
Like, sure, you're not forced to use them. You can always decide not to get one of your better units. That's the same upkeep as one of your most basic units. That is up to you. So over here we get recruitment costs, Scourgers, population surplus for newly. Oh, that's an extra camp limit, so we can get. So that's 8 camps total so far. How many more? No, I think it is 8 camps total that you can get. Ogre Bulls. Meat generated. Alright. That's gonna be 12 turns. Let's get this upgrade.
So long as you remember. Master Butcher. Tyrant. Waste no part of it.
Alright, wait one more turn. Now, camps, it's worth saying, they don't have a regular garrison as most settlements. You can build whatever units you want to add to the garrison, and the upkeep is minus 60% by default, 80% or 85%. No, you can get it to as low as 90% minus upkeep compared to regular settlements.
Today you, tomorrow.
They just keep suiciding there, aren't they? I'm not gonna give them long to live, honestly.
Lord's chosen. March or into the pot.
Alright, new contracts, let's see what we get.
Carve and grind. March on for the more. See, you know your place. Oh, more in the pot.
Cafe Etan.
Okay.
Boss of bosses. Not a chance.
I guess that's it, right? Take the settlement, wipe them out.
Let's get conquesting. Anything shiny is mine.
Yep. Gonna get some public order.
We're being treated like meat.
Now once this gets to level 3, I'll be able to get lead belchers. And artillery. And hunters.
Drive, Lord.
It's like, I'll be able to actually play my faction. Imagine that. Let's get more income from sacking settlements.
Nice and shiny.
Continue working with me, and Xiangyan will be...
Carve and grind. Up, tyrant.
Load my...
Oh, mine.
Alright. Now, as for the crown here, this is actually a much more difficult battle than my Let's On. There's gonna be an Ragnarok. So you start a fight with a bunch of night goblins, all that to face. And then you get an ambush in the back, so squigs, Ragnarok's, wolf riders. On top of it, Olaf, an orc war boss with black orcs. Isn't something your ogre bulls can really deal with easily. Not if they're damaged. Maybe at full strength, and even then, there's some tough units there. I feel you do need the Iron Guts, if not the artillery. What's going on there? Why is it glowing red?
Make me an offer.
Now that might be another decision that's taken out of my hands.
Must feast.
Alright, let's move the
Don't
hell
you
out of
dare
here.
rest. Hold, master. This'll bring me spoil.
Oh man, I wish I had been here. That would have been so much more gold. Juicy gold.
All mine. Butcher in chief. Make
Back, if A
me
wants to
of
send
them.
armies, right? Let's fight.
First we shall harvest the mead, then we shall dine upon it. What feast we gonna have?
Alright. Let the battle begin.
Take it all! More guide me! Rampage this way! Ogres! Biggest in the tribe! Oh yeah!
So they're sending a bunch of ogre bulls.
The meat ritual! Bring us meat! When do we eat? The more calls! They'll do! Cuts out, boys! Hungry! Yes! Fresh meat! Cuts out, boys! Crunch their skulls!
Now they has some obsession with ambushing.
The more calls! Ogres!
But there was no way this was
Hey
gonna work.
on! Yeah! When do we eat?
Or when I say obsession with ambushing, I mean in the sense that they when it ambushes you, it will go through with that. They'll very rarely retreat from an ambush.
When supper! Ogres!
Even when they don't stand a chance. I don't care what garrison they have, and they don't really have a garrison there.
Rampage this way!
Like, I knew that I would be able to beat this army pretty simply because this army's been exhausted fighting all the armies that my ally's been spawning.
When supper! Carve the meat! Me! The meat hook is ready!
Alright.
Won't be making any deals till you are. That'll do it. Tyrant of the tribe. I'll eat this whole stinking world. Slaughtermaster. Follow the meat stench. It'll happen. Ogre tyrant. Slaughtermaster. Get it done. Greasus, the shockingly obese. My gut is law. Bring me something today. In charge. Leader of the tribe. Want everything. Protected by the ever-hungry house. Oh, mine. Biggest gut in the land. Bring me ingredients.
Now, holy fuck, that was insane. I did consider throwing away this camp, but then it's like, yeah, disbanding this is better. Holy fuck, I didn't realize that this had 18 population surplus. It's like, level 5 camp incoming. I knew the AI cheated, but I didn't realize how insane it could be. Well, I guess I realized now. Let's get some... No, he doesn't need healer. He's already in a good range. Let's upgrade
A fine
everything there.
tool of butchery. I'm the boss.
But that does mean his meat is going to be more limited there. Like, holy cow. That is a bit ridiculous.
Most.
The
The
Cathay Eternal.
Alright. Now, control is going to be affected in a fairly substantial and major way. I will just have to tackle that. Disable gathering and comment that in this region. I should have done that before. Maybe get an army just to garrison duty. I mean, yeah, it is annoying to confederate and suffer that penalty for just one fucking region. Let's be real here, but is it worth it? I would say so. Because, yeah, what was I gonna do? Declare war against them? I dislike the Confederacy downside. I really do. It's like, yeah, let's just screw yourself over because you were smart enough to get an ally. Ooh, yay, GG. Let's level up to 2, get that up. Oh, gosh. I'm gonna move him here.
Ogre tyrant.
Although he's gonna need to. No, I can always recruit.
I'll eat any challenger.
Does Greasus have a recruitment benefit? No, he does not. I mean, he does. He can get draft master. Kind of useless skill if you're playing ogres, I gotta say. Because a lot of your recruitment will not be happening.
I am the tenderizer. Now is the day of butchery. Butcher in chief.
Alright, that army is pretty weak.
Let your hunger guide you. Slaughter master. Master of awful.
Alright, gonna combine some units here.
Warriors today.
I'm not concerned, really.
Radiance tomorrow. You're in my meat ritual.
Alright, hello, Grimgor.
Make your offer, but do it quickly. Master Butcher. Make your offer, but do it quickly. Before I kill you right where you stand.
Well, nice to know he's very diplomatic.
Carve and oh my.
Harmony above all.
More flesh will be carved. Want everything. In charge. Hungry. Always hungry. Even meat won't calm us. Hold, master. Don't you dare rest. More spoils here.
I am no ogres, are we?
Well, look who's arrived.
Touch of dragon
The
blood
armies
is
of
blasphemy.
Cathay, the legions of Cathay. I did not necessarily expect them.
Interference will
Do not think that you...
tremble, for you have made.
Tremble? They might have 2 stacks. Doesn't matter. They might wipe out the settlement. Doesn't matter. Generally, it doesn't matter. I don't give a crap. The only settlement I care about is the Great Hall of Greasus. Gonna start recruiting Iron Crushers, by the way.
I say? Who can I boss around next?
Iron Guts, sorry.
Tyrant of the tribe.
But yeah, the best factions to raid their caravans are the rebel ones, because this may happen with every other major Cathayan faction. It's unimportant though. I do like that AI hates me so much that they're literally gonna screw themselves so much by attacking me. Because by taking those armies, they don't have any other armies, maybe a couple of units here and there and all that, but Nothing major.
A battle and a feast.
Certainly not the units necessary to defend their own territories, and they are going to face enemies. That's the real kicker, I guess. But it doesn't matter.
Must feast. Smart plan, this. Come on, faster.
Multiple armies. Yeah, the burning nomads are certainly gonna burn with desire to kill me in this situation. I don't care. Bring it. I love it. Make my life a bit interesting.
I expect many new ingredients. Carve and grind.
Even if I lose a lot of units here, doesn't matter. Will be, yeah, but they've been wiped out, and that removes a lot of the strain on my economy, and allows me to get more units.
It aids the meat ritual.
Different other units. Let's do this.
I'll hear what you say, so I
Grungor.
can shove the words right back down your fist.
You're gonna have that. I don't need it. I don't care for it. And if I can get the non-aggression pact where Grimgor doesn't need my hide, I will take it.
Tyrant.
Now over here in the camp, I am going to recruit some ogres and some trappers.
Obey me.
Curious, because I do have that. Well, it is technically in the Mountains of Morn, so yeah. Like, it's interesting that the camp is global, but it uses the province it's in for the sake of its own recruitment. Now, other unit-wise, like, what other structures would you want? Mountain man-eaters are pretty good units, but they're just too expensive for you to be able to afford. Though the structure here is a good one, because it gives you that extra unit crew rank, so it is kind of worth getting.
Tyrant.
Yeah, this army is gonna fall back over here. Just get one unit right now because I can't move this turn. And then summons a manticore. Let's get that manticore. Magical reserves. Okay. We might have a serious battle on our hands soon enough.
Tribe Lord.
Cafe tries to invade the Mountains of Morn. Man, they're gonna pay a heavy price for what they've done here. I don't even need to invade Cafe. Ashen, Nakai, etc. They'll take advantage of this. That's a stupid, dumb thing about the AI. They just screw themselves over just to attack you, even when they stand no chance of beating you. That's the worst part. That's the real kicker. Oh, we see. Well, this is certainly a very, very interesting scenario, I admit. Not gonna lie.
You're in the tyrant. Meat ritual. Master butcher.
I'll go for it.
Bring me ingredients.
Why not?
Biggest gut in the land. The boss. They serve, or they'll be served. I'm the boss. Who can I?
Another trapper unit. Just gonna have to throw everything at them, won't I?
Tribe stealer.
Gonna get more campaign movement range. Gotta be careful, might be ambushed here.
Pull me there.
As was expected.
Get him. Eat him.
There's always a price for these kind of things, and I picked too many enemies. But you know what? Ogres are a great faction for exactly this kind of situation. I'm not joking. Why are they so good for this kind of situation? Because they don't give a shit about the minor settlements. Yes, they're nice. The only one that matters is the Great Hall of Greasus. I will defend that to the death, but aside of that, I care? No. Not really. Anyway. Let's go.
Biggest in the tribe. Thundering forth. Shaman of fire. Greasus Goldtooth. Where's me master? Ogres! Ogres!
See, that mass is really significant because it's allowed.
Looking for him! For the more! Immolation! Incineration! The flames rise! The glory of flame! The overtime eternal!
No. My bad, I actually forgot I had some units here that I didn't engage. The feeling when you engage with only a portion of your army and you're beating the shit out of the AI and it's like, wait, I kind of have more units. Sure, these guys are gonna run, that's not a problem. Like, keeping everyone together is an advantage. Look at them fly.
Child of the volcano! Find him and kill him! Guts out, boys! When do we eat? Meal time! Fattest, strongest, richest! Son of the fireman! The more calls! Bring us meat! Crush it! Greasus Goldtooth!
Get more buffs there.
Me! Me! Me!
Get some healing done.
Ogres! The more calls! Take it all!
What's up?
Take it all! Tyrant of tyrants! Lock me there! I want it all! When do we eat? Biggest in the tribe! Biggest in the tribe! Greasus Goldtooth! I'll crush them!
Feels so good to witness this.
Greasus on it!
That's what I love about ogres. Their sheer unstoppable nature.
Find a meal!
We're just gonna continue massacring them. Kill their hero. She doesn't have the best melee durability, that's why she's dying so effectively there. There we go. Okay, that's the first of the 3 stacks that are marching against me. How much now? I would like to know. Okay, 283. Okay, that's
Mate!
1 down, 2 to go.
To touch a dragonborn is blasphemy.
Slaughter master.
This encounter is point.
Cathay Eternal.
Gracious, the shockingly obese. Chuck it on my loot pile. Get him! Beat him! Remember, ever be Greasus. More territory for Greasus. Boss of bosses. Ogre tyrant.
Be on guard.
Trade lord, tribe stealer, horde master.
So what did I lose there? I'm sorry. A few microphone issues. What did I lose there? Oh, they sacked the settlement. Boo-hoo. No, they took the settlement. They didn't even sack it. Sacking it would have been nasty. Let's get rally. Nah, that not that leadership really matters for the ogres in any way. Okay, skills, skills, skills. Let's get more weapon strength for him. More control, upgrades.
It's gonna kick off soon.
Gonna disable the income just for a bit. Public order is an issue here. True. Rebellion, the Confederation aspect, just too much. 2 turns.
No ogre can beat me.
We will face that rebellion in 2 turns if we're not careful.
Must feast.
Well, not just because of that, like, but if an army decides to traipse around, something like that, then yeah. But now, like, the problem is, I controlled all the key provinces. Cafe can't send the caravan right now. Like, these factions can't send the caravan right now. They're gonna attack. Good. Let them. Might trigger a rebellion. But it doesn't matter. I'm just tempted to even fight this on my own, because I might win. I'm not sure exactly what the Cafaean AI is after. Like, the garrisons are weak. All the minor garrisons are weak.
The overtime.
But it's hardly a significant point.
I'm boss, and that's that.
Let's see about recruitment.
More meat for my grinder.
Alright, we can get a hunter.
Tribe Lord.
That was okay.
The meat harvest begins. Dinner is served.
Indeed.
Greasus, the shockingly obese. All mine!
I feel the mass is more important here.
Butcher in chief. Ogres, stomp on. Warriors today, ingredients tomorrow. Master of offal. They will harvest the meat. Obey the master of slaughter. Tyrant of the tribe. The Slayer. Not above listening to the lot. Car the...
Lord Magistrate, conversation is futile to our...
Natural authority.
There's no gut bigger. Boss of bosses. Mine. Must feast. Enemies, allies, all are ingredients.
Alright. So, Veil of Titans. Just gotta recover that. Just want to stabilize the situation before doing it, before ending this. That is the final battle. And after that,
Hold, master. Moors chosen. Great Moor forbids. Slaughter master. Heed the Moor's ravenous call. Move your leg, mate. Greasus need to rest. Come on, faster.
alright, just gonna get some public order. Get this to level 3. Get some income here. And here.
We've been treated
Yeah,
like
coin is starting to become an issue.
rich to old. Master, but
harmony above all.
behold my aromatic.
Celestial and tremble for you. Wind Shaper.
As expected, they got screwed by doing this. Let me explain. So, they marched an entire army there to wipe me out. Everything they had to wipe me out. Guess what's happening here? The Wood Elves? They're at war with the Wood Elves. And they're at war with these rebels.
Only for
So now these rebels and wood elves are gonna just crush them. Over here, things are a bit better for them, because they are generally at war with the rebels, and they do have a full stack here. So they're gonna last for a bit longer. Don't tell me Clan Ishin is coming for me.
As surely as
But
the
they are at
winds
war with
blow,
Ishin. Look at what Ishin has. Let's ignore the idea that Snitch might just be coming to attack me. It kind of looks like that. But it could happen. You might just wake up with that. But Snitch could just decide, okay, one of their main principal armies has been wiped out. They have another one, but Snitch just has more troops. So you might just decide to wipe them out. And similar here with the dissenters. The AI is just... Creative Assembly needs to abandon this idea that the AI just needs to obsess over the players. Why? Like, I understand that diplomatically, if you will, but this stupid AI behavior where the AI will throw everything against you. Because here's a reality check. The AI attacking my settlements, undefended as they are, is just dumb. Because my garrisons, like if I were to fight these battles manually, but even without resolve, I enact a greater toll. If I have to go to them...
Sit down. Grab a haunches.
That is a bigger problem. And what's with these declarations of war when the AI is literally at 0 strength? I don't get it. I really don't get it. Alright, that's a bad situation if I've seen one. I don't necessarily think he can beat that on his own. And that is a concern.
The over-tyrant, Greasus.
Now Greasus could... Oh, come on, dude. It's like...
Let's get conquesting!
Dragons will liberate us.
Tribe Lord. I am the tenderizer. Obey me.
Now my choices here are to...
Master.
I can put these units in the camp. I think I will.
My meat makes the tribe strong.
And get them out. Move him here.
Ingredients. Over-tyrant.
So that if they do attack, I'm gonna get the man-eater. I can't afford it.
Master Butcher.
Much.
The Celestial.
Child, tremble, for you
Right.
have made an agreed. Natural or
That is a better outcome. There are sometimes consequences for the wars you may start. Those consequences coming.
Feast. They better do what I say.
But in this case, if they do attack the camp, I'll pulverize them.
I bow. Oh,
Since Ogre Towers are strong.
Give me a reason not to eat ya.
Well, the war in the east is calming down, but the war in the west is just flaring up. Though I did expect, alright. Yeah, they attacked the camp. Alright. So they've got quite a few units over here. I am obviously far more outnumbered. Now, even if I lose all of this, this is not the death blow. Now let's consider the towers. That controls 2 towers, would be a central location. I think... yeah, holding the central point with some units will probably be something that pays off. But then wiping out portions of the enemy army is also something that's going to pay off. Ogre settlements are a bit of an issue to take. Let's leave it there.
I ain't no gobbo! Cuts out, boys!
So these two come here.
Hungry! Here we go! Where's me master?
Alright, we're gonna need supplies. The thing that we're gonna really need are oh.
Win supper! Win supper!
Take it easy.
Take it all! The more calls! Biggest in the tribe!
Alright, gonna start constructing towers with the goal of holding this particular point. No, holding the central point is probably a smarter decision.
Serve the ogres!
Like this one.
Tyrant of the tribe!
It might have been a better thing to fight them on an open field.
Serve the
Yeah,
ogres!
plays out.
Crunch their skulls! Crunch their skulls! Me! Me! Me!
It is not necessarily a pre-outcome.
Biggest in the tribe!
Certainly not going to be a
Bring us
pre-outcome.
me! Thundering forth! Iron fists! Ah! I'll smell ya!
As they did just have too many troops for me to comfortably
Bring us
defeat.
me!
Although peasants are kind of crap, so.
I want more!
No, they are crap.
Hungry! Ah!
But I'm
Do
taking way too
what
many
I
casualties
say!
here.
Run for it! Where's me
Yeah, I thought the
master?
towers would present a better chance, but I guess misjudged
The
that.
more calls! The undefeated ruler!
Losing the camp here is
They took a
not
point! I ain't losing! I ain't no gobbo! For the ogres!
yeah, I don't think I'm gonna hold it. I want that.
Boss ogre! Boss on the move! Going over here! Doing it! Leg it! Meat for me! Rampage!
Yeah, too many casualties. Guess he was a stronger lord than I anticipated. No, they're level 3. Yeah, there's the ogre towers that I'm looking for. Yep. Yeah, maybe an open field battle with my proper lord might have worked out better. I just didn't think that... The issue is these long spearmen are good against ogres. Though I guess with a full-on charge it might have worked better. Sad to lose such a... such a camp.
The shockingly obese.
I am no slave.
Kill him.
Please.
Cold master. Tuck in, boys.
Can I attack?
Slaughter
Yes.
master. Boss.
Can he attack?
Bosses.
Yes.
I am the tenderizer.
Well, I guess I'm gonna get the camp I wanted.
Bring me ingredients.
Pays off.
The overtime always. Now is the day of butchery. We will dine tonight. Meat rich.
He gets to go north. Greasus gets to go south.
This will bring me.
Although I'll give him... How many units do I have here? I think I'll give him the balls. Because I have a lot of units here. And I'm gonna get more. Artillery, all that kind of stuff.
More meat for my grinder.
Yep. So that's 6 units of iron guts for 10.
The over tyrant. Move your ligaments. Bask in the moor's delight. Pull me there.
Yeah, and I'm gonna make my camp. I mean, this would have been a good position, except it's clearly vulnerable. Well, any region is vulnerable.
I will expunge
Now.
your brutality.
We are
The drag
Let's see about peace treaties.
Harmony.
celestial ancestors.
Speak.
Child of the Nine.
Yeah, and Greasus is gonna go south. Try and stabilize the situation there.
I'm boss, and that's that. Ogre hunter.
Oh, wait.
Come on, faster. Tribe lord.
Alright, for Greasus,
More spoils. Nice and
I
shiny.
should throw another unit there.
More flesh will be carved. No quarry there. All mine.
Okay, that can give me another hunter.
That's why I'm in charge.
But I'm gonna wait with getting that one.
Even meat won't calm us.
Oh, and Clan Rectus. What joy. It is entertaining to see the suicide of the AI, even if they did take one of my camps. Bit salty about that. You'd think a camp with defenses would do better, but turns out not quite as much. The AI never learns. Okay. And before I do anything here, I do actually want to give him one more unit here. Because I didn't account for the hero I recruited.
Slaughtermaster.
Okay. So he's gonna build a camp there.
Strongest boss there ever was. This way.
Gonna keep them in the camp for a bit. It is nice to get ogre bulls in the camp, by the way.
Tyrant of the tribe. Master of awful. Hold master.
Now what will I do with this army?
There is a place for you.
March and put an end to this lovely bastard called Helman Gorst.
The Slayer. Trade Lord. Tribe Stealer. Hold Master.
Oh, don't tell me that.
You only get to talk cause I...
You just got this camp.
We ain't happy.
It only has 3 units.
Done.
Though an ogre camp is not is enough for the AI because they have a very strong amount of income baseline, and there's the problem, the real problem. Trich.
On the overtime.
Oh, when it rains, it pours. Maybe I was a bit too aggressive with the caravans at the start. Created a bunch of issues. I admit I did not expect those minor Cafe factions to literally march stacks of troops against me.
We're being treated like meat. Must face stalker of beasts.
He may wipe out the Valley of Horns.
Too rich to walk.
Alright, just gonna
Moors chosen.
get some growth.
Once I killed a frost strike.
Master Butcher.
The Great Hall should be fine. A bit more concerned that if he had, well, Iron Guts or no, he'll probably have to go for the Valley of Horns first.
We'll show who's boss.
Yeah, as expected, really. The way the AI just literally ignores reason. I would not march my army through so much hostile territory, potential hostile territory, and it's not like the orcs there like him. And when it rains, it pours. Alright, that's gonna generate meat for all my
No one can
armies.
stop us
Gonna
now.
get
Oh, the tyrant knows best.
more over there.
Tribe Lord. What alone does?
Even if he literally ambushes me, I am not concerned. This is my doom stack.
It'll happen. The boss.
Alright, I'm gonna spend some turns increasing my economy, doing all that kind of jazz. Maybe getting another camp. Alright, end turn. Maybe he'll be tempted to attack me. I would actually love it. I would. I'm not joking. As expected, he runs like a fucking coward. Because he's Craven Tail. He's probably the worst legendary lord in the entire game. I'm not sure what would be worse than him. Maybe I should set up a camp here. I mean, I get it. He wanted to wipe out Biter, so he moved into my territory. Let's see what we get here.
The shockingly obese.
Now I know Craven Tail is probably somewhere. Let's see what he's...
Chieftain of the Deep Warrens.
He's got other crap to worry about.
Carven.
Well, seeing the suicidal nature of the AI
Wind Shaper.
does make you think. But, well, what do you think happened?
Machines and
Snitches. Oh.
I will.
He's marching. He's going to
Indeed.
wipe them out here, as expected. And yeah, Craven Tail has...
I don't think so.
Well, I think...
Boss of bosses.
I think it's time to set an ambush.
See.
An ogre-style ambush. Is hilarious when I do it, but it works.
I am the tenderizer.
Yep. So the two Skaven stacks. Skaven generally get 2 stacks on legendary.
We're going conquering.
I could wipe out Caravan Tail and then lose the Grey Hall of Greasus camp. Or I could let the Valley of Horns be taken out and wipe out Gorst. Choices, choices, choices. That is the decision, really. Fundamentally speaking.
There's no guns bigger. Smart tactic. Keep out sight.
Yeah, I don't care about that shitty settlement.
Trouble's brewing. Bring it talk. More's chosen.
This
Natural authority.
All my enemies have marched against me. I do hope he doesn't march there. I think I'm safe, right? Let's see what Gorse does. He might retreat. If he retreats, I'll just smack. Yep. That was the expected outcome. Now, this may sound like a surprising amount, but you don't want to fight this army in yourself. Although, does he have a corpse card? He does not.
It's feasting time, boys! Dinner is served.
I'm gonna pull back next to the camp. Craven Tail may take the Valley of Horns, but he won't, Like, I wish you could move your lord into the camp. That would be nice.
Trade lord, tribe stealer, hall master. Anything they loot belongs to me. They better do what I say. Must feast.
Malfunction!
Fighting Helman Gorst is a bad idea in terms of an individual battle.
Over tyrant, Greasus Goldtooth. Everything we find is mine. I'll eat any challenger. Move out! I said move!
Let's see how much regen do they get. Not really a lot.
Whatever I decide.
So I'll just keep them like this.
My ogres.
What are choices of recruitment? Could get more artillery.
Join me.
But I get that.
It's not a choice. Butcher in chief.
Alright, time to stop screwing around.
Guides us. No ogre can beat me.
Greasus calls for aid. That's what it boils down to.
Meat. Mass.
I am ready.
Tribe lord. Ogre tyrant.
We'll need to deal with this problem.
There's no gut bigger. Chuck it on my loot pile.
Good, that's a bit more time. And the more I can keep him here, the better off I'll be. Like, I would have liked to have fought Gorst in person, but I know what I get if I do that. What ends up happening in that kind of situation is you think you're going to a battle that's going to be very easy, and then Gorst just beats the crap out of you because his zombies just can't kill him easily. Melee attack, melee defense.
The
Probably
ogre
the better decision.
tyrant.
Okay, let's see what we can do here.
Meat ritual. Great more forbids.
Stop! No!
I'm going to move.
Pick it!
Here. If he attacks, right?
Hold, master.
If he retreats, I'll take the settlement back. Gonna get that to level 2. Might be losing a bit every turn. Crisis mode, right? Just does happen. I do hope he attacks. Like, forget the previous siege. That was just a dumb mistake on my part. Wow, okay. That was a bit unexpected. How in the fuck did he manage that? I'll try and leave. Like, yeah, this is a case of, like, just get the hell out of the battlefield. But it depends on what he has. But this isn't a full army. If it was a full army, I would say I'd certainly win.
They present no threat to us.
Ambushing the ogres. Suicide most of the time. Like, we're so close as well, and we're so fast most of the time, so...
Pause, right hand! Chop and clave! When do we eat? Perform the right!
This is what I mean.
I'll smell ya! Bring us meat!
Yevon are just not good at dealing with ogres because ogres are especially notorious in terms of dealing a lot of damage to morale.
Supreme Wartime! Dash out, boys! The more calls! Fresh meat! Biggest in the tribe! Biggest in the tribe!
They're completely... How? From what?
The more calls! Meat! 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 Master of butchery! Run for it! Bring us meat! Ogres! Tribe natives! Yes! The meat ritual!
The Doom Wheel? In all seriousness? I don't understand. Yeah, I'm just missing something, but... Yeah, this shouldn't quite be happening.
Seeking slaughter!
Well, they'll recover anyway.
Hungry! Crunch their skulls! Carve the meat!
Alright.
The meat hook is ready! Cookmaster Supreme! Cuts out, boys! Crush 'em! My cleaver is sharp! The more calls, they die! Cuts out, boys! Get it done! Take it all! When supper, bring us meat! Take it all! I feel the hunger! Let's go, boys! Looking for me! Ogres attack!
Was it just a manticore?
Munch 'em! Reckon so! Tribe on the move!
I really don't know.
Slaughtermaster! Embrace The hunger! The hunger noise! Thor's right hand! Crush him!
How many army losses?
Where's me
I was a bit worried that I was gonna lose the battle just due to morale shocks. A battle that, by the way, I should win.
Biggest in the tribe!
But yeah, surprises do happen.
Get him dead! When do we
Unless he was already moving an ambush stance, I'm a bit surprised I'm by Craven's tail being able to get his ass here.
Ogres! Take it all! Leg it! I feel the hunger! Yeah! Overwhelm them! Hungry!
But yeah, ogres are not a faction you want to ambush. This is why. Pretty much why. There we go. That unit is broken.
Wind supper! For sure! Spare up!
Careful with Craven tail. There's the victory I've been waiting for. Don't let them escape. He will gain more levels. And I really don't want this bastard to escape. You know, a single snow leopard would have killed him by now. I'm not joking. I do wonder what caused all those morale issues earlier, though. That's something I need to figure out. Because Craventail doesn't necessarily have anything as ability-wise. He's utter trash. There we go. So you want to know how you beat the Skaven. You let them ambush you. And then you beat them. It is hilarious.
Let's get conquesting!
Oh, so he had 3 armies, okay. The hilarity continues. But what I'm wondering is how the fuck did they manage to attack me? Regardless. That is all what remains of Craven Tail's army.
Now is the day of butchery. No worth to the war. Slaughtermaster.
Yep.
Yeah.
Hell of a time, I gotta admit. Hell of a time.
Shockingly obese. Meat ritual.
I'm gonna put a camp right here. And it's like, I dare you to attack it. They probably will, but...
Hungry.
Witness
You can
my
walk away, Craven Tail.
Ritual. Gauntlet. Right. Car. I speak for the great. Have you come here seeking infection?
Tell you what. There we go.
I can oblige.
I'll take that deal.
Next.
The dragon.
Celestial.
Lich Master.
This is a bit bananas, I admit. What this turned into.
Greasus always win. The meat harvest begins. Dinner is served. Hold, master.
Not enough.
Put your feet up, boys. Ogre tyrant. A feast in my honor.
Just gonna upgrade that one. Then come building.
Tyrant of the tribe.
And that will be sufficient.
Consume. The over tyrant.
What the hell of a war, though. And a genuine war at that. Not even funny.
More spoils. Nice and shiny.
But yeah. Play ogres. How to win against Caravan. Let them ambush you. And then beat the shit out of them. While ambushed.
It will harvest many ingredients.
It might have been the rampaging manticore that caused that terrifying aspect.
There's no
That is
doubt
one thing to
bigger.
consider.
Trade lord, tribe stealer, horde.
Now you.
Win.
What do you speak your necromancer?
Your attempts.
Ghost.
Don't think to out.
Corpse Master.
Okay.
That's why I'm in charge.
So I just had 3, 4, 5 factions suicide rush me. That failed. It cost me a lot, but it failed. My economy is in shambles. My army is depleted. God, that was fun. That's actually the most fun I think I've had in the past some of the early game bullshit of certain factions. Income from camp buildings, that wouldn't necessarily matter. Income from tree for every ally? No, let's get income from buildings.
This will take the world.
Just improve that by 10%. Yep. That's gonna be a lot.
Boss of bosses.
Situation stabilized. Well, that was fun. Let's see.
Guided by me. Strongest boss there ever was. I am the tenderizer. Ogre tyrant.
That's gonna be upgraded.
Do what
That's gonna get level 2 soon enough.
hold, master.
I should hurl you.
Clan Rictus! You dare come approach Clan Rictus, most powerful of all clans, not lying. Yes, yes.
The trash is speaking
Darkness
about its
calls.
power. That is so
Windshape.
hilarious.
Helm Ghost.
It's like most powerful of all the Skaven clans. Literally has Queek close enough that they can be considered neighbors. Most powerful, my fucking ass. That was amusing. Such a Skaven conversation. I'm laughing my ass off. Okay, I don't have the money for that. I wish I did, but yeah, price.
Can I assist you?
The price was paid. On one hand, I've been able to develop a camp to a very high level, courtesy of all of the income that I was able to poach over there.
Ogre tyrant.
True. But at the same time, I had 6 stacks marching on me. 6.
Too rich to walk.
Well, either way, Gorst is next, but
Anyone want to challenge me?
okay.
Gracious.
Now, here's the thing.
The shockingly obese.
If I look at the situation, let me just look in objectives. I need to raise or sack 30 settlements. That's just a matter of time, especially if the AI keeps sending units against me,
Most wise.
right? Burning Wind nomads.
The over tyrant.
I have a strong enough economy to support an entire stack of iron guts. Now, it would be great if I could get a garrison building over here. Right? Because this building, at the same time, it would be also pointless, because if I can't defend that in an open field, I can't defend the camp here, I lose this camp. More or less lose the campaign in that kind of situation. That's just the problem. The issue I have to deal with.
Feast.
So what would I do beyond this point? Well, looking at the Fog of War, I've gotten a peace deal with Rectus. Of course I did, because I beat the shit out of them. It's like 7 stacks descended on me, and I just demolished them. Hell, I beat I fought a battle that I didn't necessarily think I could win, really, there in that ambush. Now with the forces available, and it's like, yeah, it looked dicey for a moment, but then it's like the ogre mass and speed and power just shows itself. The ogre campaign suffers from my in my perspective from the simple fact that, well,
More spoils here.
let's see where we can go. From the simple fact that you have very limited plan, if you will.
Master Butcher.
Just gonna position him in the camp.
Meat ritual.
And that does have a major impact on your game. I'm gonna collect income here. Public order is stable enough.
Whole world is ours.
So is here. Just need the money, even if it's not a lot. But the camp system, from my perspective, just doesn't work extremely well. If I could garrison a lord in a camp, different discussion. Alright, guessing he's facing some issues. That's why he's pushing for that. But I'm glad I'm not gonna have to fight Grimgore at the end of all of this. That would have been a bit much. Yeah, that I did pick a fight with a lot of Cafe factions, and well, I got my due. You always get your due. I understand that a legendary lord is important to the success of an army, but I was admittedly a bit shocked as to how bad my guys were. This is not Gorst, but yeah.
Remember, no one ever beat Croesus. Spoils for the Horde Master. Tribe Lord. Hungry.
I can always recruit that later. But yeah, it is a harsh campaign. Undeniably so. Oh, great. He's coming again.
The over tyrant.
Yeah, I'll tackle that.
I should hurl you.
Child,
I am ready.
Or I could just do this. Get some breathing room. Holy crap.
Let's begin.
natural authority.
Boss of bosses.
Just get some decent breathing room. Get some space. Rebuild. No problem.
Knows best. Ogre tyrant. Consume.
Gonna put all these guys in the camp. Save up on upkeep.
Bring me something's leg.
And I'll be able to rebuild. Recover. Regrow. We adapt. And we do better. Because I am in a pretty good position, all things considered here. The sky might have fallen on me.
There's a place for you on the tip of...
But we are still
Wind
alive.
Celestial
Just the Jade
ancestors.
Custodians who might be an issue.
Horde Master.
What would be the lessons in all of this? Ogres are incredibly potent in any single battle that they fight. Any single battle.
Chuck it on my little
But
pile.
they don't necessarily have the economy to support that. Too many people might want to wipe them out for good, for solid, understandable reasons. Yeah, if you piss off all of Cafe, don't be surprised if you end up getting burned, so to speak.
I'm the boss. Got it?
I feel like I need some turns to recover. Sadly, I don't think I'm necessarily going to be able to easily do that. I mean, there is that caravan, that would be sweet to get. That would solve all my... or most of my financial issues. But yeah, it's just moved away. Rip.
Indeed.
Savage!
Oh, that would be brilliant, wouldn't it? Alright. So, that's all I had to show for the moment. Turned 41. It was quite a journey, I gotta admit. Oh, village is coming! Holy shit, it's like the world wants a piece of me. And they're not gonna be stopped. I guess if there is a downside, you are in a position where you can be fucked sideways like this. Because you are in a position where you are surrounded. You need to expand. You don't have a safe position. I could avoid expanding here if I wanted to.
Carve and
I wonder.
Interference will cost you dearly.
must
Bam.
feast.
That's just how the all rolls, so to speak. Costin signing out. Don't forget to subscribe, like, enable notifications, and I'll see you next time.